Hello there, it's Denise with Ladybug Stampin'. Here's another video tutorial for you guys today. And today we're going to be creating this card right here using a celebration stamp set called Heartfelt Blooms. And we're going to be using this image and of course the sentiment thinking of you. And we're also going to have a special little technique that we're going to do today. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the whole sheet of the Whisper White is all embossed with clear embossing powder. So, and we're also going to be using our new stamping positioning tool from Stampin' Up called the Stamparatus. Now, I do have a video already on my YouTube channel if you have not heard of the Stamparatus, and I will post a link to that either above or down below for you to go check that out, and I kind of explain and go over the whole positioning tool. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, this one is using crumb cake and cherry cobbler, but we're going to make one with a different color today. I wanted to see what it would look just with a different color. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to grab a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is cut at 5 inches right here by 4. And we're just going to lay it in. We're going to open our plate to our Stamparatus tool. And we're going to just, I'm going to line it up a little bit, and I'm going to get my magnets, and you want to make sure you keep these magnets apart, and you really don't need to. I just like to use 2 because I don't know, I like to use 2. And we're going to grab out our stamp, and this stamp set you can earn for free through March 31st of 2018. If you purchase $50 in product, you can get this stamp. You can choose to get this stamp set free. But celebration ends like at the end of March. So, okay, so we're just going to lay it down. We're going to pick it up. May still have some ink on it. Yep, because I just had to use it a while ago. And I messed up, so I had to restart the video. Okay, so we're going to get out our basic black Stampin' ink, and we're just going to put some ink on here. Make sure it's good and covered. A little fact about this stamp set, it is not raised like a normal stamp that you would find normally. It's a really smooth stamp, and it's something that Stampin' Up has come out with. This is the first one they've done like this, but we hope to see more from them. Okay, love a stamping positioning tool because if it doesn't get dark enough, you can just add more ink and restamp it because the paper didn't shift. Okay, I want that to be really dark with the black ink. So let me just, okay, that'll work. Let me just try it one more time. Let me just try to push down. I know there's enough ink on there. Okay, that works right there. Okay, so let's move our magnets. Remember, and this ink is really is still kind of wet, so we're just going to put that to the side for right now, let that dry, and then I'm going to move this over the side, and then I will clean this in a second. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab, let me close my ink pad up before I put my fingers all in it. We're actually going to use Daffodil Delight because, well, it's spring. And I thought, let's use a bright color instead. So the first thing we're going to do, this is just a regular piece of cardstock. Yep, Daffodil Delight cardstock. And we're just going to fold it in half to make the card base. And it is cut at your standard 11 inches by 4 1/4. Folded, scored. You can score it if you want, or just fold it in half, but it's scored at 5 1/2. All right, we're going to put this to the side. And we'll go ahead and get our sentiment done. So while that's still kind of drying. And I'm just going to get a piece of scrap Whisper White. We're going to get out our Daffodil Delight Stampin' ink. And we're going to get out the Thinking of You. And get that on a block. Okay, we're going to ink this up, and we're just going to stamp it. I hope that's going to stamp. I hope that's enough. Let me do it this way just in case. All right, And I need to get my punches because that's the one thing I forgot. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to redo this, but I went and grabbed the 1.5 inch punch and I messed up a little bit, so I had to re-stamp it. That's okay. At least you guys didn't have to watch that. And I'm just going to punch this out. Okay, and then I'm also going to punch out the same size circle with, on this scrap piece, the Daffodil Delight. All right, and then I'm going to take a sponge that I've already got a little bit of crumb cake on. It did go on a little dark, that's why I redid it. And I just want it really light. I don't know why it did dark on here. I know that's what I used. It was crumb cake on the other one, but it just seemed to kind of go too dark. I don't know, I may have like re-inked that pad lately. I don't know. Okay, just a little bit. All right, so we've got our stamping that done. And I'm gonna go ahead and create this piece right here, which we used our decorative ribbon border punch. And I've got a piece of cardstock crumb cake that is cut at 1 inch. And this is cut just a little over 4 1/4 because I want to be able to trim. I want to be able to punch it and then trim it once I place it underneath my other cardstock. So we're just going to line it up. This is real easy to do. You just line it up. I always try to start about in the middle. Yep. Punch it. And then you just take this and you line it back up over here. On this side, you can use this image over here to line it up. All right. And punch that. Again, just line it up. Make sure that's lined up. I can't see it backwards. And then line up one more time. Let's see. Oh, that created it. Okay, we're done. All right, then to just get rid of those scrap pieces. Move that out of the way. Okay, so now we have that piece done. And then the second thing, we're going to go ahead and get our ribbon ready. I'm going to be using some of the burlap. And I'm just going to cut, I don't know, probably, I'd say that's about, I don't know, 3.5 inches. And then do the same thing with the, this is our Very Vanilla lace trim. I'm just going to cut a piece off of that. And then on the Daffodil Delight, this is our, what is it, double stitch ribbon. But something about this double stitch ribbon is that you can use it flat and it has like little cross stitch on the back and then the double lines on the front. But we can take it and we can grab the white stitching and kind of bunch it up, and then you've got this little ribbon element there. So we're going to try to grab this, and I'm going to use my tweezers to grab, to see if I can grab that, because I used my fingers last time. Okay, we got that one. All right, let me grab the other one. See if I can, well, I might just have to use my fingers. Oh, yep, got that with my fingers. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pull these two pieces of white, two white strings right here. Not that one. I don't want that. Let me trim that off because that'll mess me up. All right, we're just going to grab the two little white strings at the end. And we're going to pull them together. And you're just going to bunch these up. And one's not going to want to play. Just takes a second. So I'm going to zoom fast, okay? Okay, so that's done. Thanks for being patient, guys. I went ahead and zoomed on that too, just to get that spaced out. That took a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and trim that. All right, so we've got our ribbon cut. We've got our sentiment stamp. Let's go ahead and place our sentiment on this. I didn't want it to outline. I just wanted like a little crescent around it. So we'll get out our fast fuse. And I'm just going to go about, oh, and I did that on the wrong side. But that's okay because we're going to be adding dimensionals. So I just want a little bit right there. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. All right, now let's do our technique. So this should be dry. Let's hope. Let's just hit it with the heat tool real quick. And I'm just going to put it on the heat tool because I'm just drying. And I just want to dry this ink a little bit more. Just to be on the safe side. Okay. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to use this, one of our dynamic textured embossing folders, and it creates like a 3D effect. And this is our pine wood planks. I'm going to go run this through the Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I wanted to make sure that I pointed out that when I put the image in, I put the image in where the Sizzix and the Stampin' Up! Logo are on the bottom, because I wanted this to be more of a debossed. So, because I wanted the individual planks to stand out. I don't want this side right here, okay? Okay, and the next thing we're going to do, let's get out our silicone sheet. Okay, and we're going to take our, we don't want to use our embossing buddy. Because we want the embossing powder to go over the whole piece of Whisper White cardstock and the image and all the debossed areas and embossed areas. So we're just going to take our Versamark pad and just go straight up. Stamp right on the cardstock, just the whole thing. And I just want to make sure I go back over it just to make sure that I'm getting all of the image or all of the cardstock. Okay. And then I'm going to pick this up and I'll clean that in a second. Let's get out our clear embossing powder. Oh, wow, okay. I don't know why that fell out, but all over my hand. And I'm just going to take this and try to dump some like this. Oh, maybe we won't need the spoon. And then I'm going to take this image, this side. Maybe I can scoop the same thing on there. Yep. Okay. Just tap, very carefully tap the excess off. The excess off. All right. Let's get our heating tool. I'm going to heat this up and emboss it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I came back, I left and came back while you could see a little bit of it changing. So now this whole piece has been embossed with clear embossing powder, and it just kind of gives it a really pretty shine. I hope you guys can see that. You see that? I can't tell if you guys can see that. Okay, so let's let that dry a second. And we'll start getting everything else ready. I'll go ahead and put my dimensionals on here. And I want them, let's see, I'm going to be wanting them more on this, the Daffodil Delight, but I kind of want them to the side because this is going to have to go against the ribbon, and you don't want to put any over here. I mean over here on this side. Okay. All right, so let's get that ready. All right. I may have to come back, guys, and let this cool for just a second, because once I turn it around to put the border on there and the dimensionals, I don't want it to mess up, so I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. It didn't take that long to dry. I just wanted to make sure. But I am going to use my card base to lay it down, just to protect it. And now I'm going to take our border punch strip that we created, and I am going to lay it on the bottom. Make sure we are on the bottom. The image is down at the bottom. And I'm just going to add a strip of Tombow. Did I use Tombow last time, or did I use Fast Fuse? I'm thinking I think I used Tombow and then thought I should have used Fast Fuse. All right. And I want the scallops to go on the bottom. And I'm going to use my card base as a guide. Let me just line this up to figure out how far I'm going to put this down. Okay, that works. And just make sure it's even. Okay. Just kind of press down a little bit on that Tombow. All right. So now we're going to take our paper snips. I'm just going to trim. And I'm going to use the back of it to trim to make sure it's even. Okay. Same way with this side. Just trimming it down there. Okay. Oh. Okay, that looks good so far. All right, let's go ahead and put our dimensionals on. Well, no, actually, let's put our ribbons on first. That way. Okay, this one I'm going to do at an angle, the bottom of it. I love this burlap. And I'm just going to lay this down first. Let's see, about right there. Okay, so let's take some adhesive and put down for it to hold on to. Right there. And actually, you can just put the adhesive straight on this burlap. It takes it really well. It takes this Fast Fuse beautifully. All right, and we'll just lay that down like that. And then we're going to take our Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to get out my... I think that's got that Versamark on there. I really don't want to use that. I messed that up. I shouldn't have used my pad for that. Whoops. All right, let's just put a little bit of adhesive on that part because I want to kind of go over the burlap. Actually, I did my just lace trimmed it first. And let's put this one at an angle. Let's see, how do I have that like that? Okay. Trying to recreate something that you created. It's like, how did I do that first? All right, I want this one to kind of go about right there. So it's going to overlap the burlap. So just get that sticky. All right. And I'm not going to put any adhesive on this one because, or did I? I think I did put a little bit. This is going to be tricky. I just put enough to tack it down. Well, I need a little bit more apparently. This one doesn't take it as well. It doesn't want to go on that lace. Let's see if we can just take a little bit of our, there we go, just a little bit, just to kind of hold it down. There, they ain't going nowhere now. Okay, and then we'll take this one, and this one's going to go in between the two. And this is where we're going to have to trim. Okay. It is going to have that little bit of tail at the end. Okay. And then I just kind of want it to go, you know what, I don't think I put those down far enough. thing about this being embossed in embossing powder, it will let you pick up the fast fuse. All right, and then go back with that one. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I like that better. I wanted it a little bit hanging down a little bit longer. All right, so this one's gonna be down here. So we probably got a little bit more than we need on the daffodil. But again, I'd rather have too much than not enough. All right. Take that. And we'll just pick that up, and then we'll just trim the rest of this off. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll just use our finger kind of to. Alrighty. And we'll trim that off. Alright, and use a little bit of Tombow on the edge of this one. Now the Tombow should go on here because it's more of a ribbon. There we go. And we can still move that. Ah, there we go. I like that. All right. Let's put some dimensionals on the back of here to lift this up because of all the ribbon right here. It's not going to lay flat anyways. So might as well add some dimension. I mean, you know, who doesn't like a little dimension on their card? I think that's enough. I think I'll put one. Well, no. No, I got to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my edges right here. And I am going to put right there. So you can use the whole package of dimensionals. All right, so let's take these backings off. Okay, I had to go off for a second because this was taking me a minute for some reason. I don't know why it was taking so long to take the backings off of the dimensionals, but it did. But I've got them all off. All right, let me see. I like this side better. And then so I'm going to lay this down. And I'm going to try to line it up as best I can because I can't see the top. All right. Oh, that worked out great. Then we're going to take our sentiment. There it is. Oh, if you guys only knew the issue I've been having losing stuff here lately. And it's, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just busy or what. But I've been, and it's stuff I didn't have one to begin with. Or it was sitting right in front of me. So, since there's no dimension on here, we can let it lay against a little bit of this Daffodil Delight, like our original. And then just up a little bit. Okay. And actually, I think I had double dimensionals on these. I did. Because that ribbon is stacked on top of each other. And that's the one thing I like about our dimensionals. They're thin, but they're thin for a purpose. And then if you need more height, you can just add another one. Because why? You can add, but you can't take away, right? All right, I had double. All right, yep, I did. That looks a lot better. Okay, so here's our original version with using Cherry Cobbler. And then here's one for the spring using Daffodil Delight. So you guys can't see that, can you? Okay, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this project. And I will have all the dimensions and the products that I used over on my website. There will be a link below. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day.